Want him to be more of a man? Try being more of a woman. Hey everybody, welcome back to Fandomly Speaking,
where each week we speak randomly about fandoms. I'm Liza.
And I'm Melissa, and this week we're going on a side quest. We're going back in time. I'm not going to tell you yet exactly what the topic is, although when you see the title, you might have an idea.
I mean, we kind of spoiled it in the thumbnail. But.
You know, yeah. Will there be spoilers?
So, I mean, I don't think going back in time is going to spoil anything. Today is more of a fun thing that we wanted to do. We kind of talked about it in a different episode, so we're coming on to do it.
And we were like, oh my God, we have to do that. Yeah. So just a warning, we are two genx autistic women. This conversation may not have any direction. But if you just lay back and listen, it's going somewhere. Maybe.
We'll end up somewhere.
Yeah. So before we dive into this topic, which I'm actually super excited about, let's talk about what we did this week in geeking. Liza, what'd you do?
My week this week sounds exactly like last week. I played Animal Crossing, and I'm still reading the Philip Pullman series. I'm in the last book, and I'm finishing it, and it's so good. But that's all I've been doing. I haven't been doing anything else.
Very good. So I think last week I had said that I had restarted watching Fringe. Can't remember if I said that or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm in season 2 of Fringe, and now it's like some of those shows you just have to get through season 1, like Supernatural, because it's Monster of the Week and it's trying to figure out its mythology. Yeah. So now I'm like well into season 2, and I'm like yeah. And then I'm reading this book called The Gone World. It's by Tom Schwitterfish.
Is this one of your new books?
No, I bought it for myself. It's not one of my gifts. But I've been reading. I don't know how many pages this book is in a physical book, but I'm getting the sense that it's like maybe like 600 or more, because usually I read a few books in a week, and it's the only Kindle book that I've been reading. Yeah. And I'm like, I just got to 53% last night. I was like,
wow.
But it's good. It's a lot of questioning about it's about alternate universes, kind of a little bit about the multiverse, but not in like a Marvel kind of way, and just what constitutes consciousness, identity, personhood. That's why I'm not just zipping through it, because there's times where you just stop and you go.
I mean, is it fiction or is it philosophy?
It's fiction.
Or
it's fiction.
That's so interesting, because the Philip Pullman books are about multiple worlds. That's what it's about. And it's a very interesting, His Dark Materials. That book is about, it's not what it's about, but these people all have their soul as a physical manifestation on the outside. Everyone has they call it a demon, but it's their soul as an animal.
Oh, so cool.
It goes around with them, and it's about different worlds and things like that. So that's interesting. We're both reading stuff about that at the same time.
Yeah, maybe we're just dreaming of a different world.
Yeah. Yes, I think
that's true. That's basically what I've been doing this week outside of.
Right. Well, what are we doing today, Melissa?
What we are doing today? Okay, so. For those of you who, don't know, so my mom passed away in 2023, and, my mom didn't have a lot. She didn't have a lot. We supported her for a long time. Very happy to do it. So in terms of an inheritance or a legacy of some kind, there wasn't really much. But, I have a gold ring. That was one of her wedding rings. I don't know which she was married with. And a locket with my picture in it. And also a bracelet. So, I have some stuff. But she also left me. And I did not know this until, as some of you may remember, I mentioned this. So you're like, oh my God, it's happening. But happening. My mom had this box. And written on it was, Melissa, important papers. First of all, thank you, Mom, for trying to put it all in one place for me, because for the most part that was almost everything I needed to do the estate stuff. But at the bottom of it was what appears to have been a sacred text to my mother, because she didn't keep books. There were no books left. by the time she died. She was like, I think to collect dust. She read, but then she would just give them away to people.
Yeah.
She didn't want them in her house. Okay. And there are several pages in here that have been folded down. I can see they were really important to her.
Wow.
And so I want to share my legacy with you. And it is the April 1972 issue of Cosmopolitan. Now you might be wondering, why that issue? Well, towards the... Oh, wait.
We're going to have to use mosaics.
So let me share with you why this particular issue of Cosmo is a treasured legacy. Yeah, we'll have to go widescreen. Children, avert your eyes. There is no penis, don't worry. Am I anywhere centered on the screen at all?
I think so, but like I said, I can only see like...
I mean, I'm gonna scan it and, put it in. So basically, everyone, in 1972, Cosmo, man, he was a dish, wasn't he? I mean, this was hot man in the 70s.
And I am convinced that that's why
in the 70s.
I'm convinced that's why Pedro Pascal got so big. He is nearly spitting image of old Burt Reynolds.
God, you were so
early
right.
Burt Reynolds.
You are so right.
When he
Even
first started
personality.
when he first started getting popular.
Mm-hmm. So this was, Cosmopolitan was like the feminist magazine, which is, going to be funny when we dive in here.
But yeah, exactly.
But, and he was their Playmate of the Year. They did their own, and it was Burt Reynolds, who was so hot at that point in his career.
Yeah, because I told that story that my brother sold this at someone's estate sale. I thought it was from Playgirl. I did not know it was from Cosmo until you pointed it out. That was spicy.
Playgirl didn't exist yet.
Really?
And this was huge. This was, if you go and you look it up. Yes, Burt, I said that. I'm a huge Burt Reynolds fan, by the way. Despite all the fact that he was just, a questionable white man from the 70s.
He was.
Oh, God, it was so bad. But anyway, I have to overlook a lot of shit in order to survive. But so where was I going? This was, if you look it up, you're going to find that this was extremely controversial. So Helen Gurley Brown, who is the editor-in-chief of Cosmo and a feminist icon, just a female icon, I feel like, not even just feminist, just, women, for her to do this was so groundbreaking and so smart because I am sure if we look up sales figures, this issue way outperformed.
Absolutely. What an inheritance.
Thank you, Mommy.
Inheritance you got.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Mommy. So anyway, so Liza, I was talking to Liza about, was in here, we were talking about, oh my God, how different things were in the 70s and so here's the first scary thing. Liza, how long ago was 1972?
53 years?
53 years. This is half a century ago. Half a century ago.
Now tell the good folks at home.
That man is very dead, by the way. He's dead.
Tell the good people at home how long ago you thought it was.
I thought it was, because I can't do math, so I was like, that's like 35-ish. And then I went, but no. I was a little kid in 72, and I'm 58. And I finally just had to get out the calculator, and I went, what the
Yeah, we all think that, right? We all think that 1980 was 20 years ago. And
yeah. Oh no.
1970, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm.
So I was sent it. I was, as I was going through it, you see, I've got all these bookmarks, which then were useful to me just a minute ago. But I was sending pictures.
You guys look at all the pics.
I mean, and I scanned a whole bunch of stuff and sent it to her, so she has her copy of the magazine as well, all these.
Some of it's so bad and some of it's so good, and it's just a big mix in between.
It really is. It really is. And so let's start with the cover. I think we should start with the cover.
Gorgeous.
So first of all, I mean, this is bourgeois, right? These were the eyelashes. These were the hot eyelashes. They needed to be a little clumpy, just a little.
Yeah.
Back then,
and
it was
it's
okay to
big
have
on the
full.
bottom as well. Big
Yes.
bottom lashes.
Lots of big bottom lashes, and that was like Twiggy and
Liza
like
Minnelli did that a
Liza
lot.
Minnelli. Those eyelashes, they were
Yep.
great though. And you know, she's gorgeous, and there was always a gorgeous hot woman on the cover of Cosmopolitan because it's aspirational. But so here's the first story here on the cover. A sure way to win a man: zap him when he's down and unsure of himself.
First of all, if you take a look at this cover, though, I mean, it's crazy how much they packed on. They don't do that. You don't do that now, not like this. So that's just, it's like that's
well,
crazy
that's because
to me.
people used to go to newsstands, so you had the cover had to tell you a lot about what
exactly
was
what was going to be in there, right?
Yeah. And then so that you know, that was just an interesting thing to
Is
have.
he feeling shitty about himself? Swoop in and get that man.
That's how you get a good one. Need a man?
Right.
Find one who's feeling
Find the
down
sad
and
one.
shitty
Yeah,
about
that's right.
himself. And then there's this on the other side. It's like what it means to be a masochist.
Be a masochist.
Thank you.
And your mom was like, "What is that about?"
What is that? Yeah. Woo. Need to know that. God. Let's go to some of the messaging that is repeated throughout. Right. Is you know, how to be attractive to men, how to get men, how to keep men once you get the men.
That's right.
And you're like, but I thought you said this was a feminist magazine. We're having sex with those men.
Yeah, this was more of a sexual revolution in feminism more than being an independent woman in feminism.
Right. I mean, we were working, you know, people were in the workforce. This issue in particular has a really great interview with Bella Abzug, who, you know, undoubtedly a feminist icon. And so they were, it's almost like Elle. You know how Elle would have like all of the fashion and fluff, but then they'd have these really insightful, really good articles,
right.
and you'd be like, okay. So, but a lot of the advertising, in particular.
And the interesting thing is, I don't know if people know this, but I, for whatever reason, got my degree in advertising. So I went through a lot of advertising classes. We studied a lot of these ads in class. Woo. Now that was 30 years ago. That was 30 years ago that I was in college, and my upperclassmen, we literally studied a lot of these ads. And then I took, you know, a history of feminism, and we studied them in a different way.
We're like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
So this Coty, Emerald by Coty, which was a fragrance that my grandmother loved. And it did smell really good. Came in a pretty green bottle. But anyway, so it, you know, this woman, so I'll pop it up here on the screen. So there's this nice woman, and she's laying in what looks to be like a furry bed. I don't know.
Yeah, fur blankets.
Fur blankets and pillows, which, as blankets, maybe pillows. Ask him your hair. And when was the last time he woke you just to hear your voice?
Don't wake me up. Don't
Okay.
wake me up.
And the tagline is, want him to be more of a man? Try being more of a woman. Can't even.
But these were like copywriters were like, this is what the people want. This is what we gotta.
Yes, and if you've ever watched Mad Men, you will see Peggy Olson coming in, and that's in the 60s, and her trying to push. Sometimes she tries to push against that narrative, but sometimes she plays right into it.
And this was so prevalent. Anything that was advertised to women was mostly advertised in this way.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, how about the True Confessions of an Olivetti Girl? You want to know what an Olivetti is?
This one killed me. I was like, I mean, I wish you could have seen me staring at this page when you sent it. I was like, huh? Like, how? What are you talking about? Typewriter.
Read it, or do you want to read it?
I can't see the whole page, so you read it.
Oh, sorry. Okay. It's hard to scan. Yeah, you want to break the binding on my inheritance.
That's right. You don't want to ruin it.
Okay, so Olivetti was an electric typewriter. And here you go. It's this very pretty girl who's a little bit like, oopsie, notice she's got X's on the shirt. That was nice. That was very well done, Olivetti.
Very.
Advertising team. So this is what she has to say, because remember, it's a true confession. I was the jumpiest, touchiest, grouchiest secretary in the office. I used to dress sloppy, just like my typing. I even had nightmares about typing mistakes. But when I got an Olivetti electric typewriter, heaven!
What's Olivetti got? Don't laugh. It's got a brain inside. A brain that makes the 4 most common typing mistakes absolutely impossible. So I no longer go, oops, over flying caps, shading and ghosting, crowding and piling, and improper spacing. I can type a blue streak without mistakes. And now that I type sharper, I look sharper. People are starting to like me. In fact, there's not a man in the office who's not crazy about me.
The fuck?
This is a typewriter ad. And
I even pulled that around to being attractive and getting you a husband.
I wish that I could remember. I mean, I can't remember any of this stuff, but I wish that I could remember when we studied these ads back then. They would throw shade, like the professors would throw shade at the agency, because the agencies are very famous. In the ad world, the agencies are famous. They would say who made these. I just wish I knew who made.
I'm sure
ads.
we could
What were you
look
thinking?
it up, because these were the Madison Avenue advertising agencies, which were
Right.
predominantly made up of men.
Yeah.
And that's why the advertising is so... The whole idea that they're trying to sell to women that if only you could type better, you would be more attractive and all the men in the office would want you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
It even says in here, but now people like me. What are you talking about? Like, now people like me because I quit making typing mistakes. Also, just to be a little pedantic, if she's working in an office, she's not the one buying that typewriter anyway.
No.
Why are they advertising this to women?
I really, I mean, there's so many, like that. I just, wow. That was the first big wow. So what is this? Okay. So now there's articles. There's like advice and stuff like that. So this one from the Speakeasy, I think people like, different people write little articles in here, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. The first one, Down with Seduction, and I feel like this was written in 2025 in some ways.
Do you? Because I wanted to be surprised by this stuff today.
So basically, she goes out to I think she's out to, no, she meets him at a bar. He's, looking, he's not trying to be subtle.
Ew.
He works a path from her elbow to her upper arm and shoulder, his fingers dipping breastward with practiced skill. There's not somebody she knows. This is not her boyfriend, okay?
No.
His sole purpose is taking you out this evening was to ready you for bed. And wasting no time in superfluities. Thank you for making me say that. He begins his elbow to breast embrace over the Clams Casino. Yum. So then they go back to his place. He pours her brandy from a cut crystal decanter, because people were still doing that. Slips on some music. And then, he gives you a meaningful stare. And then he lunges at you. Right? Because this used to be the mating dance.
Now, what does it... you know what it says next here?
Yeah. Go for it.
It says, you yelp like a puppy, but he ignores this.
Thank you. It continues.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Gross. You yelp like a puppy, but he ignores this and proceeds with maneuvers he probably learned in high school bull sessions with the boys. I'm sorry, what does that mean? What does that mean? You, however, are the athletic type and squirm free. What are we talking about right now?
Oh, we all know what we're talking about.
Jeez.
But this is the thing. He then he's trying to make her feel bad about it. And that's why I say God. I don't think we've come very far, because I was an adult woman in my 30s and people were pulling this shit.
Oh God.
So he continued, she keeps pushing him off, and then she tries to be, make it more romantic.
She even says it turns her off because he reminds her of fraternity boys.
Yep.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Why did you come here if you don't like me? And she says, and then he must have sat at the knee of that dreadful Sigma Chi who terrorized you at 17, which means this is a woman who has been assaulted before.
Yes.
I like you. She's like, I like you, you lie. It's just that She doesn't like him.
Also, what is this that we're reading? Like, is this
These were these weird, they were like articles that people submitted, you know, and then he basically kicks her out, but then she goes around feeling bad and wonder why you bothered, but the reason why is because you're lonely, you haven't met a decent man in 6 months, and keep hoping, even after the finger exercises in the restaurant and the lunging in the apartment, that this one might turn out to be nice.
He says it wasn't until he started to browbeat you into bed that you began to hate him. And how can a man in the face of women's lib and all that happening right now in the 70s remain encumbered by, what does it say?
70s, encumbered by the downbeat woman-hating cliche of the 50s. Give him an expensive meal, follow up with your best brandy, then hone in, man. You're almost home now. Time for dimmed lights and sketches from Spain. And if all else fails, get mean. Girls will do almost anything to keep you from being mad at them.
I need to look up what the heck Sketches from Spain is, because she mentions that twice. And that,
yeah, I guess that must be like some sex music, you know, kind of like Bolero, right? In the 80s, everybody was playing Bolero and thinking it was making people. So I don't know that she's really solved anything here, except that she's like, I feel like she's looking for more seduction.
She was looking for him to be better at what he was doing.
I think he was supposed to be a little smoother. A 70s girl knows she's sexually hip and is looking out for an equally hip lover, one who prefers sharing to seducing. What she doesn't need is a seduction that might have been orchestrated by the guys back in Peoria Central High. Which and
like, shouldn't this have then been in his magazine, not hers? Like, the women are reading it's like, yeah, we get it, and he's still stupid and fumbling around.
Yeah, I mean, the men's magazines were still telling them to do this.
Right. So, okay,
so but also it's a conversation. This is why like what's bothering to me is it's 53 years ago, and today we are still having conversations about consent, and we're in a time where it looks like we're actually going backwards now.
Yeah. And because they never put this stuff in the men's magazines, like I'm saying. They kept telling women, you should expect more, and kept telling men, you don't have to do anymore.
And we are telling men, well, not us, but they are telling young men who are growing up, going through puberty, becoming young men, are being told that being not aggressive with women makes you gay.
Yeah.
That means you're gay.
Yeah, which is the
worst thing. I mean, we have a president who said, grab him by the pussy, right? He's our president right now. So right now, well, all I'm saying, a woman everywhere, go home with nobody. Yeah. If you don't know him and already love him, all right. Get yourself a battery-operated friend.
Yeah, the way Bob. That's what you call him, battery-operated boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. He'll do a lot better job probably anyway.
That's right.
Just saying. I mean, there are people who think that wiping their asses means they're gay, so they're not wiping their asses, and I'm not making that up.
No, there's whole conversations about that online. It's disgusting.
So really, why do we want these men? But you know, if you want to be really attractive, Cosmo Tells All, this is their kind of roundup of what's cool and happening, you know, style and shit like that. So if you want this hairstyle here, for an innocent allure, sweep sweet and sexy curls into a schoolgirl beret.
No.
Part glossy, clean hair on the side, flip into bouncy curls with electric rollers or an iron. Catch with beret clasps. And they come in leaf or sunflower or butterfly. If you want to look like a schoolgirl, here's instruction on how to get that innocent allure of a child.
Yeah. And that went on. That's what you and I were talking about last night. You remembered the name of it. It was Baby Soft.
Yes, Loves Baby Soft.
Loves Baby Soft. And that whole ad campaign was look like a little baby. Be as innocent as a baby. He wants you to be a baby.
Like a baby. It's like, and this is the weirdest thing. That came out when I was, you know, like a young teen tween.
Right.
Loved that shit. Loved it so much. It smelled so nice, but it kind of did smell a little bit like baby powder and flowers.
Right. Yeah. Well, the ad campaign was in this really weird hazy. It was like overly hazy.
It was very Lolita.
She was like, she was like in little diaperish type little bloomers, and she had the little haircut, and she was even doing something weird. I don't remember what it was. It's just like, you should be innocent like a baby. It's like, what? But she was being very seductive. Oh my God, no.
No, I mean, like, it's just there's so many of the I mean, it's like
but
it's just a treasure trove of horror.
Because I think it's on, I can't tell what page this is, maybe 74.
Okay.
And it's a advertisement for Eve cigarettes.
Oh yes.
And of course, they were still advertising cigarettes back then. Yes. And they had the teeny tiniest little thing that the Surgeon General's decided this might be harmful. Maybe we're not sure, but maybe. But the funniest thing is, I have never smoked a day in my life. Never. It's never picked that up. But this I want to smoke that. I want to put that in my mouth and light that up.
So
look
pretty.
at that ad.
My great grandmother smoked the Eve extra longs.
I want to do that.
Beautiful.
Like, this is a fantastic advertisement, even in 2025, because as soon as I saw this page, I was like, I want to smoke one of those.
Yeah. They
never
really
smoked, but I might start. It's 2025. We need to.
The
I
lady
might start
cigarettes were thinner and longer, so it was a little more dainty looking, a little more elegant. It kind of elongated your hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, on that page that you're referencing to is the analyst's couch.
Yes, it is.
What's the first interesting thing about the analyst?
He's a man. It's a man.
He's a man.
It's Renatus. I can't even say his name.
Dogs. He's a psychiatrist and a psychoanalyst. So psychoanalysts don't even really exist anymore. That was like just some Freud bullshit. And you used to go that was where you would go lay down on a couch and talk, and they would never say anything, and they would just write down everything you said.
A very scary looking man, by the way.
I wouldn't want to tell him anything. I certainly don't know that I would want to tell him this. So these were supposedly questions that were written in. I suspect these were just written to be tittillating.
Sure.
Titillating. Because this one is particularly titillating, but I'm like, for whom? Again, is this for a man?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, okay. I'm wondering the same thing.
Can you read it?
I can read it. You want me to read this one?
I really don't want to read this.
All right, I'll read it. I'm a 21-year-old virgin and have been masturbating several times a day for years. Now suddenly I'm worried. In the last few months, instead of the very satisfying orgasms I used to get, a strange and unpleasant feeling comes over me when I reach climax. I call bullshit. I call bullshit on this whole thing.
This is purity culture. This is purity culture right here. She broke herself.
I know.
She broke her vagina.
Right. I know all the books say masturbation is harmless and may in fact be good for you under some circumstances, but could I somehow have damaged my ability to respond sexually through all this self-stimulation? Several men I have asked me to sleep with them lately, but I refused because I'm afraid I just won't respond properly. What do you suppose is wrong with me? Which, I mean, to be fair, if she's afraid, then she won't respond the way they want her to, because now she's worried and afraid, and she's a virgin, and she's young.
Yeah, and I want to say, how the hell did you find time to do that 2 to 3 times a day?
For years.
And this is the sad part is that's one of the first things I was like, who the hell has time for that? And second of all, who the fuck has energy for that? That's a lot of work. 2 to 3 times a day.
For years. That's a lot.
It's a lot. So basically the answer is masturbation has been accepted by virtually all medical and psychiatric authorities as normal, harmless, and possibly even beneficial phenomenon, as if it's a phenomenon. Beneficial in that it helps to establish the genitals securely within the body image and serves as a preparation for adults' heterosexual activity.
What?
Heterosexual? What? But okay, that's not even entirely wrong, and that is how we get to know our bodies as we we mature sexually. The only time masturbation becomes a problem is when it's practiced to excess or when the masturbator becomes overly worried or concerned about her activities.
Yeah.
Basically, girl, you have a problem.
But the problem is that you're worried. Your problem is that you have a problem. Like,
well, he basically goes on to say that the reason that she is that many people who do this frequently are doing it because of loneliness, depression, or anxiety, and they're reducing their depression through self-induced orgasms.
That's
God, if only that worked.
Well, it's scientifically proven. It releases some endorphins and all that kind of shit.
Okay, sure. Oh God. So, worrying about it is, besides the psychological causes, there also might be a physical reason. If I don't know, this just goes into a lot of really. So she may have be experiencing venous congestion in her pelvic area, and so now her clitoris doesn't work.
Well, yeah.
So that's basically what he's saying. So this is a well-known condition. Yeah, but in my opinion, a simple reduction of your masturbatory frequency to once per day or 3 times a week ought to bring results.
It's not even that she wrote this in and so he's giving her advice. It's literally just the fact several times a day for multiple years. Jesus.
And then he tells her that she broke it. She broke it.
Maybe cut that out.
She
needs the little mittens like newborns have. So they won't scratch their face. She just walk around.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. So guys, this is where we're going. We are gonna have to put a warning at the beginning of this. Listen on headphones if you have littles around. We're going some places today. Now, this is just sad, okay? So as I said, there were some cherished pages. So I can tell that my mom read this probably over 3 days. No, I'm pretty sure she read this over 3 days because there's 3 pages folded down, and she did have 3 kids and work full time, right? Yeah. So, in 1972, I was like 4 or 5. Yeah. I can't do math, but I know I was little. Maybe I was in first grade. I don't know. But one of the pages that she had folded down made me a little sad. Men who make you desirable is your lover. Oh no, that's not what it says. Men who make you miserable. Is your lover emotionally healthy enough for marriage? Here's some ways to find out. My mom was married 4 times.
Aw, she really wanted to know if that page
She was really trying to figure that out. And at that point, I'm trying to figure out, she may have either just married my stepfather, or they may have been about to get married. So, yeah. She was wondering.
Yeah.
If he makes me feel miserable, should I really do this? I did accidentally have a love child with him.
I mean, there's so many different... Well, in this magazine, just back and forth, there's so many different opinions. Like, it's like we said at the beginning, it's like really feminist in one way and then just so backwards in the same breath.
It is. I mean, the fact that in that article, if we went back another 10, 15, maybe 20 years, first of all, that article wouldn't exist. But also the advice would have been that women shouldn't do that, that you will break yourself. So that's why I find it funny that he does kind of hint that she may have broken herself.
Yeah.
Because that is the message that purity culture is, and it's giving big time right now. I mean, big time.
It's a resurgence. Yeah.
I like the men who think that that the sperm of every man that we've ever had sex with is in us now. It's in us. Yeah. It's part of us.
That's right.
And so if we've given ourselves to so many men, all of these men are just, in our DNA now.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's why my son looks exactly like my fucking husband. Exactly.
We're mutated like the X-Men.
Oh, okay. So bedroom politics is a regular column. Now, why? So this is really cool, though. So this is what was cool about the 70s. All right.
Yeah.
So women started getting together like in the late 60s, early 70s, and having what were called rap sessions. Now I know that it looks stupid or just, I don't know. It looks a little cringy, but literally women were getting together at each other's houses, apartments, sometimes in the church basement, I'm sure. And the rap sessions were not about recipes and raising kids. They were about raising consciousness for women. This was part of the women's movement to help these women deprogram from the June Cleaver 1950s life that they were told to have. And these women are being told that they are sexual beings. They are taught about masturbation. There are rap sessions where that's happening because you're like, well, how do you not know how to masturbate? If you were taught from the time you were very little to never touch yourself there,
that's
because it's
or
bad.
it was dirty and bad.
It was bad.
And we've talked a lot, you and I, last night about how much they tried to make women think they were dirty.
Yeah. Oh my God. We're going to get to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting in a magazine that covers so much about sex, how many ads there are for cleaning the vagina.
Right. So yeah, we're told it's dirty, you know.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just, you know, I guess it's supposed to be the, you know, like a rap session, you know, the text of a rap session. But here's what, to me, I think, so this is one of the places where we have come so far. Okay. Mm-hmm. These women don't even understand how the female body works.
Yeah.
And so and this conversation about vaginal orgasm persisted well into the 80s. That it was a myth.
Further than that.
I mean, I'm sure there are still
going
people
on.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, you know, but some of these are like, so Janet, I've rarely had orgasms. I could never feel free enough with a man to tell him how I wanted to move or how I wanted to have sex. All the men I ever knew always got threatened when I started talking about my sexual needs, or else embarrassed, like that was something a real man wouldn't need to talk or hear about.
That's still a problem. That's not an old problem. That's still a problem.
And that's actually, I'm going to make a very big blanket statement. That spans all ideologies.
Sure.
A man needs to believe that he can satisfy a woman.
Yeah.
He needs to believe that. So any indication that he might not be is a big, like...
But he also doesn't want to be told how.
No.
Right. They don't want to be told how, or they only want to be told how by other men, not by women.
Right. Or they want to tell you how, you know, didn't you like that thing I did with my thing?
Yeah,
no, actually, no, dude, that hurt. What the fuck was that? Never do that again.
Yes. It's still a problem today, 53 years later.
I know.
What I think a lot of people may not, you know, to go with your point about what you were talking about, I think a lot of younger people, younger than you and me, may not realize is how quickly this sexual revolution took place, because it really was like June Cleaver, like you said, this kind of 50s housewife. But when the 60s came, and then 60s and 70s, that was so fast, this sexual revolution. I mean, 20 years or 10,
it wasn't
15
even,
to 20
it
years.
was like
it was
maybe
just
15.
Right.
That it went from, and I think that, so I keep saying Mad Men because I love that show, and I just recently rewatched the parts I like because it is kind of depressing. But that the whole Don Draper story is very sad. But I love that it covers the decade. It starts in 1960 and it ends at the end of the 60s and the beginning of the 70s. Yeah. And you see, and the watching it, to me, like the last time I was watching it, I was like, this must have been breathtakingly terrifying for everyone.
Sure.
It starts out with a girl, her first day at work in the office, and all of the men in the elevator are literally verbally sizing her up while she is standing there. To 10 years later, she is now head of an advertising agency. Yeah. That girl. And believe me, but she, it's like, it's crazy. It was so fast. It was
really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And it also, I think, maybe is the reason why purity culture came back with the swinging pendulum, because this would have been young boomers that were going through this sexual revolution. So everybody, again, young people might be like, what do you mean boomers were they were the ones who went through this young sexual revolution in the 60s and early 70s. And then so when they had kids and the 90s came about, they were the ones who brought back purity culture. They were the ones who brought back the religiousness around sex and the body and things. And so my generation in the 90s, I mean, I was in the generation that had to sign pledges. Yeah. You know, that we wouldn't do this, had promise rings and necklaces and things, bullshit like that. And all this kind of stuff, being told that we were a piece of chewed bubblegum if we went, you know, we're a bunch of boys.
And here's what I think is also part of that. And it was actually, I was thinking of this as a possible title for this episode, is because Gen X had like a stalled sexual revolution.
Sure.
Because, so we get into, so I start high school in 1981. All right. And to this, at this point, women were now a little more conversant with their bodies. I went to an all-girls Catholic school. Everybody was masturbating, even though the Catholic Church said we were going to hell, right? We talked about sex. We looked at Playgirl magazine. We laughed hysterically because we were like, oh my God, that's what it looks like. But,
right.
and then when it was erect, we were like, oh God, that's even worse.
But it's bad.
But, like, you know, you could get pornography at the video store. You just had to go behind that curtain, right? Like, so we were kind of pretty open, and we were on a pathway, okay?
Yeah.
It was premarital sex it was happening. You know, no, we were still not loving that idea, but it was happening.
Right.
But what happened was, in 1981, is the AIDS crisis began.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is when the brakes went on for Gen X and sexual revolution. And under the guise of protecting everyone from the scourge, because if you didn't live through it, I don't know if you realize how terrifying it was. Do you remember, so you remember the beginning of COVID where we didn't know, is it airborne? Is it, how are we, okay. We did not know exactly how AIDS was being transmitted. And then in the beginning, they thought it was a disease coming from Haiti. And so my father had open heart surgery in the summer of 1982. And I remember the phlebotomist coming and taking his blood. And I was, you know how they have the little canister with the tubes in it? They were marking, because we were in Newark, they had written Haitian on some of the blood samples because they thought people from Haiti were bringing in the AIDS.
Wow.
It was a while. It was, maybe by the time I was like going into junior year that we started to see that this was being highly transmissible in the male gay community. And then everybody went, oh, well, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And heterosexual people wear a condom. Girls, cross your legs just in case.
Right.
And we're going to let them die is basically.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So forget any LGBT. I mean, like that stalled them.
Right.
Absolute. It was a full stop. So that's why then little Liza and her generation come along. And now all of a sudden we've gone from learning about your body, understanding that some people can have vaginal orgasms, some people cannot.
Save yourself for marriage. The only safe thing, that was what I was told. The only safe thing, the only safe sex is to save yourself to marry. Yeah, abstinence.
Well, yeah, that was abstinence culture was.
And it wasn't just, hey, abstinence. It was like, you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know anything about anything because it'll only matter when you get married. And I guess by that time you'll figure it out maybe, but you don't need to know anything about anything.
No, and you shouldn't know because it's only going to tempt you to do it.
Right. That's right.
It was so bad. So now we're up to my grandma Pauline. One of her favorite products was the bidet, feminine.
Was it?
Oh, so it was a deodorant for your vagina and vulva and your general pelvic region. And there were various versions. So these are the towelettes. So these you can carry on the go. So and I mean this one not necessarily a bad idea. Like if you are about to get frisky, it is kind of, especially from a UTI perspective, as a person who was prone to frequent UTIs, I know all of the sexual ways to prevent the UTI. And one of them is clean yourself before, pee and clean yourself after.
Pee after, ladies. If you don't know that, but just pee after. Always.
That one's huge.
Never fail to do that. Don't go to sleep.
Do not go to
pee
sleep.
after.
I don't care how tired you are or relaxed.
That's right.
Just
get up. That's right.
Change your life.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not how they were marketed, though. It was like, you need to clean yourself down there, and you need some deodorant for sure, and you need this towel that we're selling, and you need...
So bidet towels, or bidet towelettes do more. These actually do more to help curb outer vaginal odor. It's like a bath in a packet. It's got lotion, by the way. The original bath in a packet to end your problem, which is your stanky chooch.
You stank.
Is your problem.
Do you know what though? Like, I will give this one a pass. I don't want to, but I will, because back then, especially, like I think we've talked about it, up through almost the 90s, women were almost always wearing pantyhose, and nylons are just a nightmare. So honestly, if you need a cleansing cloth to feel a little better,
Yeah.
fine. It's not because you're gross and stanky.
No,
but
it's
you
not
know.
because you're gross. You know, like
Right.
I said, I like a nice cleansing cloth in that area. If if it's been hot out, like when it's hot out and you're sweaty and stuff, and you're just like, okay, no, I feel gross. I'm too moist.
They
right?
still sell tons and tons and tons of these in Japan. I mean, there will be entire shelves of just these cleansing cloths in Japan because it's so hot there during the summer.
Yeah, and it makes so much sense. So we're not making fun of that. What we're making fun of is the concept that we were telling women.
We just stink. Women smell bad.
And another reason why they were stinking, well, first of all, our underwear were made out of nylon, too. Everything was made out of nylon in the 70s. Polyester and nylon. And that became, like, then they started putting, like, a cotton, like a fabric piece of cotton in the nylon panties because they realized that people were getting sick from the nylon.
Right.
And then it's like, no, because the outside is still nylon, so there's no actual breathing. We need a little airflow. And, you smell bad, but one of the reasons that women probably were experiencing some odor and frequent infection was because they douched. Women were taught to douche every month after their period.
Because that's gross. It's all gross in your nose.
It's gross.
And so, and these douches were so drying. And I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
In the 30s.
Lysol. That's what Lysol was originally made for, was douche. And it was the same formula. It wasn't changed that you clean your furniture and clean your countertops with. Yeah, that's what.
Can you imagine the infection that you will get? Because you see, the reason that we have constant lubrication and secretions is because it's open to the world and it needs protection. And that lubrication is protection. It's like why the inside of your nose is
can you imagine putting like Lysol up in your nose every couple days? And how much worse it would make it so you do it more, and how much worse that would make it so you do it more. Yeah,
and you
creating
keep
a problem.
That this smell and the discharge is because you're dirty, and it's really because you've given yourself vaginosis, which can be very, very bad for you.
Not to mention, Dr. Liza is going to tell you, one of the main reasons women might and only will ever smell is because of the dirty men who don't wash themselves that you're with. Okay, it's the men who are making you smell. If he would wash his member, that might not happen.
Wait, yeah, there's towards the end of the magazine, there's some interesting suggestions about cleansing together, and I found some of that to be a little bit gross. So I would have made him clean himself before he got into the bathtub. Good, go hose that shit off. So now, here you go. All right, so page 134. It's a quiz, but the question is, could you be president?
I dropped my jaw when you sent this. 1972 is asking this question, and in the year of our Lord 2024, we still can't get this right. Come on,
2025,
people.
girl.
No, I mean in 2024 we didn't get it right.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I know you're trying to block out 2025, but it's happening.
The whole year. No, in 2024 we still didn't get it right. Like, come on, people. Like they asked this.
Here's my Post-it note. This is what I wrote on the Post-it I put on this page. Could you be president? No, you can't.
No, I couldn't.
No, don't even.
But I want you to
show
show everybody. I want you to show everybody the stupid looking woman they put on this picture. Like, because could you be president? And they put the dumbest looking.
Could you
like,
be
look
president?
how dumb she looks. Of course not. That's so silly.
It's ridiculous. Looks like Jean Harlow or something. It's surrounded by the
sure, Jean Harlow might could have been president, but they made her look like stupid, and they did that on purpose.
Yeah, so this was an interest. It's a quiz. Oh God, it's so bad. God, I mean, some of these questions, a good-looking candidate stresses this fact in her campaign by dressing with taste and elegance. Like, these are you're supposed to pick your, In trying to persuade the public to vote for a female candidate, you would emphasize that, women are more resilient. Like, these are some good answers. But the basics of this article was that we have not achieved it yet.
Yeah, but it says, like, number one, many male voters and some female voters feel that women are fickle emotionally, can't make fast decisions. Number three, the idea that a woman does not understand business and the economy of a nation is a possible attack against the female candidate. You know, a good-looking candidate stresses which fact? This fact by dressing with taste and elegance. Are you serious?
Jackie Kennedy.
I mean, like, the fact, oh God, I'm just sorry.
And that's still
literally,
an issue
my jaw
because
dropped.
remember, we've just heard this year from Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama about how women have to dress. And like Michelle Obama couldn't have braids.
She couldn't have, like,
She's
made
a black
the
woman
biggest,
who couldn't have braids.
But do you remember the scandal that it caused just when she came out with a sleeveless top on?
Yeah.
How dare the first lady show her
And
arms?
then they
her
saw her
beautiful
gun show
arms.
because she is in really good peak physical condition. And then they said she looked like a man. And then they started trying to transvestigate her.
And then, except all the other women were like, how do I get arms like Michelle Obama? What do I do? Michelle Obama's workout.
Like, girl, you're doing push-ups, right? Because I'm doing push-ups and I don't look like that.
No, I don't.
So another reason why we have not had a female president yet is because this was advertised. So the dream wrap.
Oh my God. Well, in 50 years, we're still saying the same things and asking the same questions. In 50, like I saw in 2024, I saw them asking people on the campaign trail the same questions. Women are too emotional. Women are too, they don't know business. Do you see what happened, everyone? Do you see what happened?
You see what happened? And we're still telling. Now we were this close on body positivity.
I'm confused. Why is she wrapped up like a mummy?
She's wrapped up like a mummy so she can lose weight.
Is that
It's a weight loss. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, I skipped one of my favorite ones. Yeah. This is a good one. Okay.
Up.
This is how new things were in 1972. In 3 short months, over 1 million women have used Tampax tampons. Or Playtex tampons, I'm sorry. Sorry, Playtex. Didn't mean to malign.
My favorite is that to show what they do, they put it in a little brandy glass. And it's
always.
Like,
Also, when they started showing absorbency, it's always blue liquid. If baby pee, blue liquid. Period blood, blue liquid.
Do you know that this is the truth? They had never tested any period products with blood before like this year or last year.
Yeah, it's very recent. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I just had to, so in talking to I was going over this with my husband, I had to explain the evolution of women's sanitary supplies, period supplies.
I was shocked by this. I didn't know until you sent this that the menstrual cup was 50 years old. I didn't know that. I thought that was a newer invention.
First time I saw it was in
college.
There's a menstrual cup advertised in here. We'll show it to you.
And it looks exactly like the Diva cup.
It really does. But it still hasn't caught on.
Yeah.
53
they're
years.
hard to use.
You know why? Because it's reusable. A man did not invent it. It's reusable. Instead, they gave us disposable diapers to wear.
Yeah, I'll still hear women talk about the reusable, washable underwear as being gross. I'm like, okay. So for 2000, for 10,000 years, however long we've been around, women were just gross. Okay.
Yeah.
Until the last 50.
You know, before tampons and sanitary napkins, there were rags.
Rags. Yeah.
That's where the term came from.
The rag.
We knew how to deal with this. In some cultures, people just free bleed. Yeah. Because, whatever. It's happening. What am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? Plug that shit up. It's just, things I don't miss. File that under things.
I'm so sick of it.
Miss.
More douche advertisement.
Douche advertisement. This one's cute though. This is the Cupid's quiver.
Don't call it that.
What the fuck? What kind of name is Cupid's
Don't call it that.
quiver? Because doesn't that imply the whole implication of the name of this douche is that it's gonna make a man love you?
I don't like that.
Okay. All right.
But they're in different flavors.
Please read it, Liza. Please read it so you can see why it's like Cupid's arrow. This douche is like
and this
Cupid's
one actually
arrow.
is one of those advertisements that you were supposed to clip out and mail off and they'd send you
send away
samples,
for
which
it.
is I'm not sending in for douche to come in my mailbox. Are you serious? Still using those messy old-fashioned medicinal preparations? Get with Cupid's Quiver, the delightfully feminine pre-measured liquid douche that revolutionized douching.
Revolutionized. It's like the sham wow.
4 fabulous fragrances: raspberry, champagne, jasmine, and orange blossom. I mean, that might have gotten me back then. I'd be like, you know what? Champagne. I'll send it off.
Oh my
Fill it on my...
Yeah. It cleanses thoroughly.
Yeah.
And
cleanses
leaves you
gently, thoroughly, and leaves you refreshingly nice. Gross. Also with deodorant spray and the same 4 fragrances. I mean, I'm... So, can you imagine walking into somebody being like, what is that lovely orange blossom smell?
Your car air freshener? Nope, it's my vagina. Ooh, is that orange blossom? I wanted to try that one. I've been doing the raspberry. My husband's not a fan. A little too fruity for him.
Weird.
I was thinking jasmine for a little Eastern
champagne for your anniversary.
Champagne is New Year's Eve. You definitely got to do the champagne douche on New Year's Eve.
God. Yeah, that's right.
Now the other thing that is not captured in here, because Massengill wasn't advertising yet. So there was a product called Massengill disposable douches.
Yeah.
Okay? And they started advertising these on daytime TV during the what do you call, the soap operas.
Soaps.
But the weird thing was how these went, okay? So let me line this up for you. All right, here we go. We're going to pretend this is a lamp, okay?
Okay.
All right. So it's so there's one, and I'm not joking. These are 2 actual commercials I vividly remember. There's one where a mom and her adult daughter are sitting at one of those like metal, outdoor patio tables. There's an umbrella. There's a table umbrella.
Yes.
And the table umbrella is important to the story. And the daughter looks at her mom and she's like, "Mom, do you ever have days where you feel not so fresh?"
Commercial. That must have run for ages.
Oh, they did. They did them in so many different ways. And I think they actually did an SNL skit on this because remember.
It was Wayne's World.
Was it Wayne's World? They're sitting outside.
It was Wayne's World. Mm-hmm.
They're on the deck. They're sitting at a patio table with an umbrella. Okay, this is the umbrella pole. The mom goes, "Oh, you need," and she pulls out from fucking nowhere a box of Massengill disposable douche.
Keep it with me at all times.
Why is it on the patio? Then there's another one where they're talking in the living room and she pulls it out from like the side table from behind the lamp. This woman has douches hidden all over She's just waiting for someone to say, "Do you ever feel like your chooch smells bad?"
Try the latest fragrance.
Yes, and they were fragranced, but the line was, "Do you ever feel not so fresh?"
Not so fresh, yeah.
And I still use that so many times when I don't feel well.
Those
I'll
ads,
be like, I'm not
those
feeling
ads
so
ran
fresh
for
today.
ages, and they ran for a long time before people finally decided, hey, maybe we shouldn't be,
They taught us how to douche in high
Clorox
school.
cleansing our vagina.
Yep. They taught us how to do it with the hot water bottle thing that you had to hang from the shower rod, and it had a tube, and you were supposed to lay in the tub and stick the tube up in there and let gravity do its job.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, here it is. It was called the Tassaway.
Wow.
Better than napkins, better than tampons, because you never have to change it more than twice in 24 hours. That all depends on your flow, folks. It's the Tassaway. It's the demi cup.
I think what that means, though, is that it's safe to not change.
Yes.
It's not safe to keep your tampon in for more than 8 hours.
FYI.
Yeah, so I think it means that it's safe to keep the reusable ones in for that long.
Yeah. So I didn't actually read it was developed by a gynecologist and medically tested. Yeah. Holes in it.
Tassaway was from Beverly Hills, 90211.
Oh,
90211.
I see. Yes. This is actually not that offensive an ad.
But I do have to wonder, though, what the hell that was made of, because they didn't have silicone products they were using back then. Because, silicone or rubber, which I think that would maybe be icky.
Irritating, perhaps?
And maybe, natural rubbers have, all sorts of, it would not be clean.
It might be why it didn't catch on. Maybe it wasn't ready for prime time yet, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't know that was a thing. But it's the next ad that got me, and that's a woman with her whole boobies out in this magazine.
There's nipples and everything.
There's
I mean,
nipples
they're
and
fogged
everything.
over. Well, because when you
She's
the nipples,
wearing
then
a sheer
she's nude.
shirt. Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
She's
it's a
wearing
cool
like a little
shirt.
sheer baby doll.
Yeah. Yep. It's the, what is it called?
It's a breast pump for when you're not breastfeeding.
Yeah. Another Body Persuader by Betty Weeder. Was she the wife of the guy who made all of those weightlifting?
I don't
things?
know. I have never
might have
heard of
been.
this. But the Body Persuader is basically a booby vacuum, breast vacuum to make your boobs bigger. That's hilarious. And like I said, wouldn't it just make them
Swedish
longer?
penis enhancer.
Wouldn't it just make them longer? Like you're just elongating your boobs because they wouldn't fill with fat. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
I mean,
you just
I don't know. There's
stretch them
lotions
out.
involved here, but it was only 1998. But there are multiple, especially the back of the book ads here, which I didn't scan.
Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, there are.
I want to see how much 1998 was in.
Oh, that was
1972.
expensive. That was fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were a lot of ads targeted to making your boobs bigger.
Right.
And none of these products worked.
It's $155 today for the booby lengthener.
It's from Paris.
Oh.
And I mean, wouldn't
From
you
Betty
do anything
Weeder
to
in
have
Paris.
longer boobs? Betty Weeder from Paris.
Snoopy, no. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. Bustline increaser is available to every woman who wishes to recontour her breasts with fuller, richer curves.
But I'm trying to figure this out, what this advertisement is trying to do, because the cute little lady in the advertisement is very small-breasted. She's very, so are we trying to say that she needs it? Or are we trying to say that she's done this? Like,
They're very
I'm
small.
confused. I'm really confused. Are we saying this pretty lady needs my breast enhancer, or that she has done this and had success? Because it's not a good advertisement either way.
No, I mean, it's questionable in so many ways. But
Y'all, the next page Melissa texted me says, "Why do you douche like your grandmother?"
yeah, you don't act like your grandmother, so why do you douche like your grandmother? It's going to be my new insult to women everywhere. Why do you douche like your grandmother?
Yeah.
40 years was a long time ago. A lot of things have changed. You don't need to lie in the bathtub with a hot water bottle and a tube up your vajayjay anymore.
You don't?
No,
There
because
goes my weekend.
You can get the Aquafem. It's lightweight, portable, and looks exactly like a smart, stylish, permanent tissue box.
What does it say? It began 5,000 years ago.
Wait, what?
Douching began.
Go ahead.
Douching began 5,000 years ago. Come on, ladies. What?
Well, this is the greatest advance since douching began 5,000 years ago.
Okay.
So apparently, before 5,000 years ago, y'all were nasty.
I guess.
When not
Also,
in use, the hose retracts and is invisible.
It looks like a water pick.
It
I
is.
don't think ladies were using these to douche with. I don't
Get
think
that
that's what these were
stream in the right.
right. She's gonna be writing into Dr. Whoever later on about
I've been
using
shooting
the water.
water out of my Aquafem right in my clit, and it doesn't work anymore. Girl, you broke that shit.
Crying.
And you wonder why Gen X is like this. We were so confused. Am I a slut or not? Am I dirty? Am I liberated?
No.
Does my vagina smell funny?
But I don't douche like my grandmother.
If only I had the right typewriter, people in the office would like me.
Shit. You gotta stop. Oh my god. I can't.
Oh God, wait, it goes on. Oh God. Okay, wait. Oh, this does sound like it could be fun. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna read this whole section.
Okay.
All right. Next column. Aquafem is, like we said, it's lightweight, portable, looks like permanent tissue box. It's specially designed to fit right on the back of your commode. Just put that right on the back of the toilet or on a nearby shelf. Once you slip off its handsome cover, inside you will find a beautifully designed product that will make you feel cleaner internally than you have ever felt before. And it'll make you feel that way in just 55 pleasant, convenient seconds. Damn.
55.
Pleasant. 55 pleasant seconds.
Guaranteed.
Better than 7 seconds in paradise in that closet with that kid from middle school. This is because Aquafem's specially designed douching tip releases a gentle, consistent flow of aerated douching solution in 8 directions at the same time. I'm feeling like this might be one of like your monster romances. This means that vaginal folds and areas that sometimes wouldn't be touched by an ordinary one-stream douche will be cleaner than ever before. So we're going to get all the crud out of your nooks and crannies that you've never gotten out before.
This bugs. Do they mean your vulva? Because your vagina doesn't have folds in it.
No.
Like, what are you talking about?
But you know, that lady took all the Tylenol while the baby was in her placenta. So we've come so far in 53 fucking years.
Far, I guess.
Wait,
my God.
All right, now I need to warn you, though. Aquafem costs more than an ordinary douching device, but that won't seem much of a price to pay to stop acting like somebody's grandmother. Unless, of course, you know a grandmother who thinks as modern as you do and would like an Aquafem douching appliance for herself. Merry Christmas, Grandma.
Here, Grandma. I got you a big old douche for the back of your toilet.
What's horrifying is I remember the fucking bag. Like, I didn't use it, but I remember would see it and I didn't really know what was going on, you know, because I had to dry out somewhere.
Yeah.
Now I know. They were
revolutionary when they came out with that gross plastic bottle that they were selling.
So that is the Aquafem. This is like where technology meets vaginal hygiene in a way that only a man could think.
It's again a clip out that you were supposed to mail in and get this in the mail.
Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to get a free booklet on the do's and don'ts, the rights and wrongs, the reals and fakes about feminine hygiene and douching. So you know they're going to tell you you're a stanky bitch. That's what they're going to do.
That's right.
All right, you're going to get a thing that says, my mother also folded down the article, can a man be vulnerable? No. No, Mom. Do not marry him. He's an alcoholic.
They have that in there. Is that the article where it says that swoop in when he's vulnerable and you can snap him up?
Yes,
with his
that
back?
is. This is actually
really?
the cover article. This is that cover article, and it's talking a lot about trying. It's a horrible article, and it's really about sounding like a needy bitch all the time, but trying not to sound like a needy bitch all the time. Like what if a man is vulnerable by divorce? And maybe he's twice as vulnerable because he got the kids and he doesn't know what he's doing. Kids, as it happens, can prove a devastating burden to a father alone. Not only because they may resent him, fairly or not, for breaking up their home in the first place, but should he be contemplating remarriage, they might resent him bringing a woman into their lives who is not their mother. It can be a real burden.
Just for the men, though.
Burden for the men.
Just for the men, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is all about how to basically get a man who's a little down on his luck. And how do you work with that, though? Because, I mean, you don't want the vulnerable schlub. You want him to be a little better.
You got to build him. It's your job to build him back up.
Yes. Get him while he's down. Change him into the man you want him to be.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe he needs a typewriter.
Maybe. And then people will like him. So here she is, the amazing Bella Abzug. So, Bella, I remember thinking this woman was Satan when I was a little girl.
Really?
Because of the way that the men and women in my family spoke about her.
Now, was this the way the news was putting her out as well?
Well, see, Bella Abzug was what you needed to be in 1972 to be in Congress and be a woman. And she was not willing to be the kind of woman who just went along with what the men said.
Right.
And so she was, at 51, Bella Abzug is reminiscent of the celebrated ex-pug, meaning boxer, Rocky Graziano. She loves attention and looks as if she could throw a good overhand right. So Bella Abzug is completely masculinized in her career and throughout this article. and they take a long time sort of talking about how overbearing she is. And she says, when people are like, you know, why are you so vigorous about ending the war and all this stuff when the other women in Congress are not making noise? And she's like, well, they don't come out of a movement of women or a movement of change as I do. I come out of the women's peace movement. I come out of the women's rights movement. And she's like, you know, because I actually am not a Stepford wife. And they beat this woman up so much. But back then, so many women, not in my house, were hopeful that she could possibly be a president someday.
Right. And as we said, it hasn't come that far. The way we talk about the women in Congress, the way they're spoken about, if they speak up, how they're talked about. Yeah. I mean, it has not come very far in 50 years.
It just, I read it and I'm like, I could be reading about Jasmine Crockett right now.
AOC. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
they just,
people tear them apart.
Yep. Yeah. They're, you know, they want to be men and they should just listen, little now. Oh, there he is again. In case you just wanted to see Burt again. I'm there.
I did want to see Burt again. Look at him.
The crease is right where the good bits are. I mean, maybe not. I'm not a big fan of good bits, quite honestly. And like, I don't want to see them. This is good. Like, this is the amount of this I want to see.
I'm not like a Pedro Pascal girly the way some women are, but I need him to recreate this just so we can see how much he looks like Burt Reynolds. Like, I need him to recreate that whole thing.
I'm going to make this a short and tag Pedro Pascal.
Don't you do that!
Oh my God, that would be so awesome!
Dare!
You know he'll do it! Pedro!
Don't you dare!
Everybody,
oh
everybody.
God.
Pedro! Come on.
Leave me out of it. I didn't say it. Don't do
He could be the next cosmopolitan man. But what I just wanted to point out, and this was a big thing back then in 1972, Burt Reynolds was dating Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore was a talk show host, but the unique thing about this, and remember, 53 years ago, Dinah Shore was 20 years older than Burt, and Burt was the sexiest man alive. If people were out, he would have been on the cover every year in the early 70s.
Right.
Even through 77. He was the shit, and he was dating a woman 20 years older than he was.
Yeah.
See?
How old was he in that spread?
Go ahead. In that spread?
In that spread.
Let's see. Oh, wait. I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
30s?
He was... Wait, he was born in 1936, so how old would he have been? Remember, no math here. If he was born, so it's 1972.
36 years old?
Minus 1936. Yes!
36.
I literally can't. I can't. Math. I mean, like, I had to actually do it.
36. Okay.
So he was 36, and 36, and this
Hot
is still true. That 36 to like mid 40s, men's prime.
It is.
Men in their prime.
It's unfair.
Women 36 to 46, aging out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Starting to look old. Needs the Botox.
I don't want to do that.
No.
So I got to in the scans. In the scans, I got to the we're bathing each other. Why are we bathing each other? Because I don't have any context for this.
Intimacy. Wait, I have to find it. Because I didn't. I tagged a lot of things because I just want to show Bill.
It's 227.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm almost there. So the context for this was about being. Let's say the spice has gone out of your relationship.
Oh.
And you're trying to get that intimacy back. Take a bath together. This is horrible. This is horrible suggestion. And even in this bath, which I find amusing, because I don't think they had giant soaking tubs back then. They're basically in a 1972 bathtub.
Yeah, a little tiny little bathtub.
Which is so uncomfortable. You're freezing because most of you is sticking out of the water. But it's awful. So but in case you didn't know what to do, if you were taking a bath with a person you wanted to have sensuality with.
Right.
These are some suggestions for things you can do. Men just adore being massaged.
Of course.
It also does, it was somewhere in here. Oh, yes. Number 3, you mustn't do all the work, of course. That's quite hopelessly old-fashioned and rather too oriental. No? By the way, the amount of times they use the
oriental.
Oriental. Wait, where's that ugly hat? Oh, here it is.
Oh, that's
here it is.
way at the
That's
beginning.
early in the beginning. Okay, expressly oriental is this hat right here at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just read you the Chinese field workers' hats make savvy sunshades for Maoists and Mandarins, great for the beach and city centers. So anyway, you don't want to be too oriental about how you're giving him a bath.
Okay.
Let him devise something you'd adore. Like him cleaning the bathtub after this shit. That would be great. I'd appreciate that. Also, if you clean the bathtub before we did this, that'd also be
It also says that you suggest he gives you a pedicure. Can you imagine your old, 70s husband who you're not even getting along with giving you a pedicure in the bathtub? I can't think of anything worse. Also, not to mention the way that this magazine has been set up, they are expecting this woman to have absolutely taken a bath or shower before this so she could douche and shave her legs so that then she could get in the bath with her
she's
husband.
got her hair's all done. She's got a full face of makeup. Number 4 is great. Down to serious business. His shampoo. Most men, you'll agree, don't wash their hair often enough. Okay, get him to make a daily habit and his entire image will be zipped up. You think? Try various men's shampoos and conditioners. They can work miracles, depending on his problem. Don't forget sideburns.
Gross.
Why would we not wash the sideburns if we're washing the hair? Why
Well,
would
it
we
was
forget
the 70s.
that?
The sideburns were
mutton chops.
manly.
Yeah. And do keep the suds out of his eyes. Nothing ruins the moment more like mommy getting shampoo in his eyes.
Mommy, that's exactly right. That's all I could think. Oh my God. And then they want you to cut his hair?
Yep. And then you're going to blow dry his hair. But remember, let's not get too oriental about this.
So sexy.
This is
the
so
funny thing,
disgusting on a multitude
this
of levels.
was insane. Again, if you're younger than us, you might not know this. This was insanely popular for decades. Yes. How to save your marriage, how to add spice to your marriage. I can't explain to you how many books there were about this. The very, very, very first time that little Liza really was exposed to something she shouldn't have seen and shouldn't have heard and all that stuff was going. I used to just have free reign over my mom's bedroom and things. And they were getting a divorce around, I don't know, maybe when I was 12 or something like that. And I went in her bedroom and I was looking through things that I'd always been allowed to look at. And she had a little book and it was How to Spice Up Your Marriage. And I'm like, ooh. It was all just extreme stories of things that couples had done to spice up their marriage. I was like, I wasn't aware that that was something that two people could do to each other. You know,
do I have to do this? I mean,
that's a lot.
I was exposed to a lot of things that I shouldn't
But
have.
this was
you're
really
right,
prominent
so
back then.
Common. And so many articles in women's magazines about
Only women's.
How to is your husband straying? How to get him back and keep him. Yeah, but yeah, we used to fight the other woman for our man. It was sexual
like your
gymnastics,
job.
New haircuts.
Yeah, it was your job
house.
to keep him and to do. If you'd been married for 20 years, obviously these were not sexual things you were comfortable with, but you're gonna have to get comfortable with it, or he's gonna whatever.
Also, fix your appearance. Like, have you gotten fat? How do you dress at home? Are you slovenly? Do you look like one of those hippies? Are you maintaining your hygiene? There was often the implication again.
Stinky.
That stinky is why he strayed. I think I'm going to start referring to it lovingly as stinky. Like, the amount of times in my life I have yelled, it's supposed to smell.
The fact that I have not wet my pants this morning is a true testament that I am doing good
Girl,
today. Okay.
Poised pants.
Yeah,
Always
Lord,
poised pants. I don't
super
do
funny.
anything anymore without a poised
Woo.
pants.
Okay.
And in case you forgot, you could increase your bust size from a 36 to a full 40. Question.
In 6 weeks? How? Why?
Also, why the fuck would you want 36?
Why?
Is perfectly.
Why?
I would love to go back to my 36s I had in my 20s instead of these clodhoppers hanging off of me, killing
the
my
easiest
back.
way to do that, I can tell you how to do that. It might be a little longer than 6 weeks. The easiest way is to get pregnant.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
They'll grow no matter what.
You will look like a freakish when your
Porn
milk
star.
comes in.
Porn star.
I mean, it was. I had to call my husband into the bathroom.
Me too. I was like, you gotta come look at this. Because I had always been told, and I was like, you can always tell the ladies who have had boob jobs because it looks like two grapefruit or something bolted on. No, girl, I was like, wow, look at that. I mean, it is like, cantaloupes just bolted on the front. It is unreal what that looks like.
They're freakish.
They are
freaky.
Yeah,
And then of course your husband's like, oh, and you're like, if you touch them, I will
Don't
kill
touch
you.
them.
They hurt so much.
So much.
Do you know what it's like the first time the milk comes in?
Also, the women back then were like, what? They brag about being 100 pounds. So you want to be 100 pounds with 40-inch chest? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I mean, but that and the mentality that you have a 36, but you should have a 40. Marilyn Monroe had a 36 at some point, and I think it went up to 38. But like, seriously, like, just again, your body is not what it should be.
Never what it should be.
53 years later, the Kardashians are now telling us exactly how their breast implants were done. We're not now. Look, I want to be very clear right here. I'm not judging anybody who has cosmetic surgery, who does any implants, takes their implants out. If you get a butt, you get the butt taken out. It's your body. You do what makes you feel good. Because I'm pretty sure as I'm watching myself turn into a basset hound that I'm probably going to want to get some filler. Like, I don't think I'd get a facelift because of general anesthesia. But I feel like if there's something non-surgical that could just, like, so I understand, like, you do whatever makes you feel good about yourself.
It's society that has told us we need to that is the problem. It is the society that has said you need to do this that is the issue. Not the women or the men doing it, but the society that has made us feel that way. And again, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. Because society is saying that the women who have done this, oh, she's done too much. Oh, she looks so weird. Oh, she's had a lot of work done. But then they'll see a woman who hasn't done it and they'll say, oh, she's aging terribly. Oh, she's aging awful. It's bad. So they don't want you to age, but they don't want you to fix it either.
Right. I just saw Linda Hamilton. I just saw a picture of her, and the caption, it was like a backhanded compliment at her bravery for allowing her face to age naturally.
Sure.
She's so
I just
brave.
saw one of the most objectively beautiful women throughout our modern history has been Catherine Zeta-Jones, just in her 20s, 30s, 40s. She's been gorgeous. But they were tearing her apart because she hasn't messed with her face. And she's 56 years old. And so she looks like a 56-year-old woman. And they were saying, oh, she's aged terribly. I'm like, have you seen her? Are you serious? What do you mean she's aged terribly? That is an objectively beautiful woman. But she's not allowed to have, wrinkles and sagging skin and anything like that. But if she'd fixed it, if she was pulled tight, they say, oh, she's had all this work done. And so,
because she's so insecure.
Society making us feel like this is the problem, not the stuff people are having done.
It's not the you wanting to do it. That's not the issue at all. So this one, did I send you the Lebanon page?
Yeah, you did.
So the reason why this is sad to me.
It is.
So
I thought the same.
53 years ago, Lebanon was the Mediterranean of the Middle East. It was a beautiful...
It was a tourist destination.
Yes, it was a vacation destination. Their beaches, they still are, actually. The beaches are still beautiful.
Sure.
My neighbor across the street is from Lebanon. But her family had to leave because across these last 53 years, Lebanon's been destroyed. And everything is different now. There's no believe me, this girl running in a bikini down a beach, not happening anymore in Lebanon.
Right. And if you know the history, it's just so interesting that this is in there. It is really an interesting bit of history that is in there in the 1972, episode, because it is very shortly after that's not happening anymore. So that's a very interesting bit of history you got in that magazine.
I mean, it just made me feel really, it's like meet a peaceful sun on miles of untouched beaches and glorious skiing in the cedars of Lebanon, meet superb food and great restaurants, and you could meet a man who looks like Gibran, who's gorgeous. And so I'm going to say, I very briefly dated a Lebanese man.
Did you?
I did. I highly recommend.
Wow.
Just saying.
What I learn about you on here.
Yeah, like nobody knows that.
No, wait a minute.
What?
Now, you sent me the last page, like what's coming in May, because this was April. And I had the myth of the multiple orgasm. I feel like there is a 21-year-old virgin they could talk to about that in here.
No, wait. Multiple orgasm is not masturbating 3 times a day.
Oh.
It's doing it once and then it keeps happening. That's what I'm like.
That's what they're trying to say.
No, but yeah, but that was such a huge thing, even in my young adulthood. Like now, it wasn't good enough anymore to have an orgasm. Like anybody can do that. Now, you're not doing it right if you're not having multiple orgasms from penetrative sex.
Sure.
So there's like, your whole adult sexual life going, there's something wrong with me. I'm broken. It doesn't work. It doesn't work
Or
like
he
that.
thinks, it doesn't work.
The other thing that's, there's another article coming in the May issue.
Edition.
Mm-hmm. Marry rich, marry well. How do certain motivated women carry off a famous millionaire? Sheila Graham, Scott Fitzgerald's love, reveals secrets for snatching a rich, desirable man right out from under his wife's marriage license.
Girl, no. Now, the thing is, they did put a lot of stuff like this in Cosmo, though. Yeah. Like, this was not shameful in Cosmo for some reason. There was a lot of stuff like this in Cosmo.
Affairs were completely wonderful to Cosmo.
And talked about. Yes, they were. Isn't that weird and gross?
So
Let me tell you how I got this married rich guy.
Yeah, apparently she wrote a book about that. So that is my legacy that I shared with all of you today.
Well, I want everybody to give Melissa a big round of applause
Give
for
my
sharing
mom
that.
a big round of applause.
That's amazing. I don't have anything like
history.
that.
Preserving
it really
history for
is.
us. Because it is.
It really, really is.
Like, we're joking, but wow.
And
Now
I
here's what
have to say, I don't believe a lot of people probably have that, because they probably did take out that picture of Burt Reynolds and just toss the magazine. So yeah, you have something really nice.
I do have something I need to take better care of. But now here's what I want to do. So this was 1972. I'm going on a hunt. I want Cosmo from April of 1982, 92, 2002, and 2022, if they even were still printing the magazine, because I don't know if it's still in print or if it's just an online thing.
I don't know.
I want to
find
find
recently
those.
They stopped. Yeah, we need to find them.
Because I want to see how specifically I'm curious about 1982, right? Because we just said that's like when the brakes went on because of AIDS, and I really want to. I want to see, how did Cosmo handle the transition to purity culture that then your generation experienced?
Yep, it'll be interesting. That would be really fun to look at.
So I'm sure somebody's got to have it on eBay or Etsy or something. Yeah. So we will try to find that. So we hope that, and we know a lot of you were commenting, because how can you not? So
I hope we didn't traumatize anybody today.
Yeah, but please, comments, thoughts.
Let us know what you thought about all that craziness. That was funny.
Thank you for joining us on this side quest. I know it's like a weird direction for us to go in, but that's what side quests are, and I think it's very very relevant to all of us.
I think so too. And I really enjoy it. I love stuff like that. I love all the old ads, so I loved seeing it all. So I'm really glad you brought it out. Thanks, Melissa.
Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. And Liza, where can they find us on the internet?
All right. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And we are also on Instagram and TikTok at Fandomly Speaking and all those places, so you can look us up. And we have a Patreon, so go check that out too.
Yes. And we hope you will. And we hope you'll come back and visit with us again. If this was your first time with us, this, isn't our standard content. But I do want to say, I want to say that we pretty much address all of these issues repeatedly through our exploration of fandom, because those are the relevant piece. It's culture. Yeah. It's culture. So, and Liza, until they see us again,
stay unmasked and overstimulated, everybody. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.